guy right here.
Okay.
You have extra words?
Sat in a lonely room, nothing but thoughts of you. Trying to figure out how love went from sweet to sour. Packed up the picture frames, headed our separate ways. Depending on fate, will the road lead back to you? Hear me when I say it now. Time will tell if these wounds will get to healing, stuck inside the feeling. But time will tell. Ooh, baby, it's hard to know it. Still, I got the notion that time will tell. Ooh, winners and the losers, love can be confusing, but ooh, time will tell. Wish I had a crystal ball, the kind that could tell it all. Ooh, baby, to tell me it's for the best, or if it's one regret. But I guess it couldn't know, 'cause only one thing will show which way it'll go. There's ooh, only time. No, I try to fight it, but time will tell if these wounds will get to healing, stuck inside the feeling. But time will tell. Ooh, baby, it's hard to know it. Still, I got the notion that time will tell. Ooh, winners and the losers, love can be confusing, but ooh, time will tell. Tells you what's in the cards, secrets beyond the stars, and the fate of our hearts is ooh, only time. I try to fight it, but time will tell if these wounds will get to healing, stuck inside the feeling. But time will tell. Ooh, baby, it's hard to know it. Still, I got the notion that time will tell. Ooh, winners and the losers, love can be confusing, but ooh, time will tell. Ooh, time will tell. Ooh, time will tell. Time will tell. Ooh, time will tell.
91.7 KXT, welcome to another KXT Live Session brought to you by Jason Writings. I'm Law Bell, and I'm privileged to be interviewing modern-day crooner Aaron Frazer, performing some of the songs from his new album, Into the Blue. Aaron, thank you so much for joining myself and our listeners, as well as your crew this evening. I've got some questions for you in a bit, but first, can we get into a song, if you don't mind?
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
Fly away on the love today. Fly away on the love. Fly away on the love today. Fly away on the love. About time, I thought I ought to let you know, 'cause you asked me what's been on away on the love. Baby, we could fly away. Fly away on the love today. Love, love, fly away on the love. Baby, we could fly away. Baby, I don't know what this is, but baby, we've been more than just friends. We're not crazy. If we give it a try, you could stay for the night, and we'll know if it's right. Your heart has been waiting for me, and I'm caught like a fish in the stream. So give it one shot, 'cause it's a two-way street. This could be the start of something. I can't hide it. I really, really want you, babe. You think I'm playing, but I could be the one that you need. I don't play no games. Tell me if you feel the same. 'Cause if it's love, baby, we could fly away. Fly away on the love today. Love, love, fly away on the love. Baby, we could fly away. Fly away on the love today. Love, love, fly away on the love. Baby, we could fly away. Fly away on the love today. Fly away on the love. Baby, we could fly away. Fly away on the love today. Love, love, fly away on the love.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. I'm actually glad you picked that song. I didn't know I was going to get the pleasure of hearing that this afternoon, but that's a high five sample that you used on the track as well, right?
That's right.
Now, so the fact that you were so wrapped up in hip hop and R&B as a kid growing up, but you also said that you didn't sing, you know, you didn't learn how to sing. So you're still kind of like learning your instrument as you go right now, outside of like singing and belting out your falsetto in your car as a teenager, because I read that, right? Who was the first person that you sang in front of, and how did that make you feel?
Oh, man. First person I sang in front of, my high school had a talent show. And my girlfriend at the time wanted to sing a song, so pushed myself out of my comfort zone. And I was already doing some like light percussion and threw in a harmony underneath. That was like the first time I think I sang in front of people.
Were you nervous?
Yeah.
Yeah. How did it go?
Great.
And what was the song?
She was doing, oh man, I think it was a song by Ingrid Michaelson.
Interesting.
Yeah, she had like a kind of that coffee house voice. So.
And you were singing falsetto in that as well?
No, falsetto actually came later and by accident. I really was laying in a scratch vocal for Durand. A few years later, I'm writing songs for the Indications and wrote a soul song, sang it with my chest. It didn't really feel right. Laid down some scratch vocals for Durand, but was laying on my back, and so what came out naturally was just like head voice, and that's what was left on the record. Isn't Any Wonder on the Indications first record. That is the sound of me laying on my back in my old apartment in Indiana.
And that's naturally like what it became.
Yeah.
Very cool. With your debut album, you and Dan Auerbach, who also co-wrote on this album as well as your first one, right? You said in your first album you completed it in a week, doing 3 or 4 songs a day. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. I can't believe that sounds like a lot. It's really overwhelming. What I did notice with this album, there's a lot of space on the tracks, right? Mm-hmm. And it feels like you're giving the listener an opportunity to just kind of understand and like take in what they just heard. What was the recording process for you this go around that was a little bit different to create that space?
Yeah, I mean, working with Dan is so cool because at Easy Eye he has, this philosophy of trying to access intuition. Because when you write from a place of intuition, I think it connects on an intuitive level to the listener. Mm-hmm. Right from the gut, connects at the gut, which is really cool. But on this record, I really did want to. I had a lot of personal reflecting to do with a new city, the end of a 5-year relationship. My band, was taking a 1-year break just to rest after like an insane year of touring. So. And living on the West Coast where there's just a lot of physical space compared to spending the last decade in Brooklyn. And so I think I wanted to take my time, both just to reflect and then also to just artistically reflect my surroundings, which were like the mountains and the desert.
Heard that, and it definitely shows. You guys want to give us one more
Absolutely,
track?
yeah. I mean, speaking of Dan, I wrote this one with him in a hotel room. This is the title track for my record. It's called Into the Blue.
Here I go with her words and a box full of clothes, down the road that's been etched in my mind so many times, paying my dues. Here I go to a place where the broken heart knows, breathing thoughts of a happier time, leaving behind. It's all I can do, back into the groove. Look around, not a whisper of life to be found. On a hill is the house that I made. The loneliest shade comes into view, back into the blue. I'm not afraid of the loneliest shade that I ever knew, back into the groove. Back into the groove.
Into the Blue, the title track from Aaron Frazer here. Now, this is a little bit of a bonus question. We talked about this off the mic, but this style you got, man, we gotta talk about this a little bit, right? It's giving very like 1960s heartthrob you got going on over here. Like, where does this come from, and how does that play like in the music?
You see the vision.
Uh-huh.
No, I mean, honestly, it came from just, I was spending a lot of time in Goodwills anyway, like in high school, because I would go, like during lunch, I'd usually just like skip and eat my lunch on the way in the car and like go to the Goodwill and look for records in the dollar bin. That was kind of the beginning of my record collecting. And obviously there's a ton of clothes there that people don't want. And, you know, as somebody who's on the shorter side, you know, the cuts of the 1950s,
Right.
you know, really the 40s through the 60s, it's a lot more like things are cropped, things are kind of sit high-waisted, whatever. And so that's how I got into it. It was just like, oh, these are here and they fit me nice.
Something that another person you have that in common with is Leon Bridges. He's really big on like thrifting and finding all his vintage clothing and stuff like that. So that's really cool. All right, last question for you, and then we're gonna head out. But let's see if you can pick up what I'm putting down here. Okay.
Let's go.
If I understand the rules of this game correctly, something that you and your brother used to do in the car when he was driving you on the way to school,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have to come up with a fake scene to a song that's playing, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. The Fool.
The Fool, I think, is at the end of the hero's journey, you know, enduring heartbreak and hardship, kind of plops himself down on the couch in his apartment, you know, in Brooklyn, near a park, and he can hear, you know, kids playing outside. And it's a question of if at the end of all this, you know, has he regained his optimism about love and life, or is there some sort of innocence lost?
That was actually pretty dope. Way better than I had anticipated. Before we go, Aaron, I'm sorry I didn't do this earlier. Can you introduce your crew tonight that you have with you?
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you so much. This is Camille Trust on the vocals, Brian Gasso, who also plays drums and percussion during the set. We trade off. Sometimes I'm behind the kit, sometimes he is. And this is Rex Williams on the guitar.